And now, here to entertain you all, because every day he's hustling. Side Hustle Cinema.
Welcome back to the channel, Side Hustle Cinema here. Thanks for clicking on this video. Hope everyone had a good Christmas. I did. I had a pretty good Christmas. I'm kind of getting that Christmas blues now. Does anyone else get that? I think it's part of just not wanting to put away holiday decorations. Part of it's kind of dreading going back to work. And then part of it's just, the relatives all leave town and it's time to kind of start the new year. Because I just love the holidays so much, Starts in October. Actually, it starts for me in about September. Celebrating Halloween, kind of goes all the way through Christmas. It's just a fun time of year, and I always hate to see it go. So yeah, I always get a little bummed out right after Christmas. But anyway, New Year's coming, so time to move on. I'm not really picking up anything new on Tuesday, so I thought I would go ahead and put out a video and show you guys what I picked up from last week to this week. None of this is really a Christmas gift or anything. I did use a gift card that, I got from someone at work to buy a couple of these movies. So I guess that sort of counts as a Christmas gift. But yeah, I'll go ahead and show you what I picked up. First up, I got Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage. Finally got this one in from Target. I did give it a watch, because I'm trying to make sure I get in all my 4K movies that I've bought this year, so I can sort of do an accurate best transfer list. And so I've been kind of forcing myself to watch some of these before the end of the year. And so I went ahead and watched this one as soon as I got it. Oh man, was this just bad. I'd heard bad things about it. But I kind of liked the first one. And so I thought, the second one actually looks pretty cool. I like that it had a shorter runtime and that Woody Harrelson was in it. And I thought, okay, this is going to be pretty good. Oh my god. This movie sucks. All that banter between Eddie and Venom, oh, that drives you nuts. It's like nails on a chalkboard. It's too much. Too much comedy. And I like comedy in the movies, but oh my god, it felt like I was watching Jim Carrey in The Mask or something. I mean, just, all the comedy shtick that, with Venom's head constantly popping out and talking to Eddie and just the two of them arguing all the time and the physically fighting each other all the time. Who could live that way? It would be horrible. I mean, it didn't look fun at all, and it just seemed like a terrible situation, and I hated even watching it. It was just uncomfortable. I didn't find it funny. I didn't find the action all that good. And overall, it was just a pretty terrible movie. I kind of wish I hadn't bought it. On to something cheerier. I picked up Addams Family. I'd heard a lot of people, really like the transfer on this one. I wasn't planning on getting it. But because so many people were talking about the transfer on it, I wanted to pick it up and see for myself, was this one of the better ones of the year? I think a lot of people are nostalgic for this movie. I think it got a little more credit than it deserved. A lot of people that are in their late 20s and early 30s, this movie would be right in their, right in their childhood, kind of. And so I think they're a little more nostalgic for it than I am. I did like part 2 a little more than part 1. But when I went back and watched this one, I just wasn't really into it that much. The transfer was just okay. I didn't think it was one of the better transfers of the year. I guess I enjoyed it for what it was, but I don't know how many more times I'm going to be watching this one again. Next, I picked up a couple of Vestron titles, just ones that I hadn't picked up yet, and that was Dementia 13 and Still Dawn. Hadn't picked up either ones when they came out. They're both really cheap now, like under $10. Hadn't heard good things about Dementia 13. I've never seen it, so when I do get around to watching it, it'll be a blind buy for me. Still Dawn, I do remember. I don't think it was that great of a movie, though. The main reason why I picked these up is, one, because they're cheap, and because they're Vestron. I do kind of collect those, and I try not to collect that way, but when they're this cheap, it's hard not to. I'll give them a rewatch. Maybe I'll like it a little better. It has been a long time. And Dementia 13 I haven't seen, although I didn't hear good things about it. So I'll check them out in the new year at some point. But I do kind of feel like I need to collect those, Vestron titles. Just to, because they're so cheap, and I have, a bunch of them already. I'm almost have them all now. I'm almost there. Next I picked up Jack Frost. This one's supposed to be out Tuesday. I got it a couple of days ago. Part 2 looks like it's going to be delayed again. At least my copy's going to be delayed. I got an email from Target asking me if I wanted to keep waiting on it or cancel my order. I chose to keep waiting on it because I've waited this long. Might as well keep waiting. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be like another couple of weeks for Part 2. So I think that's going to be everywhere. I don't think Part 2 will be coming out on Tuesday. At least I got Part 1. Am I going to watch it? I don't know. I kind of doubt it. Christmas is over. I don't know. I doubt I get around to watching it this weekend. I got a lot of stuff going on, so I may be waiting until next year to watch Jack Frost. I also picked up No Time to Die. This was a good movie. This was a very solid movie. It really held up to that Bond standard. You kind of know what to expect from a Bond movie, and this one pretty much delivers what you would expect. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I can see why a lot of people have it in their top 10 list of best looking transfers of the year. This one does look amazing. Sounds really nice as well. Good solid story. Yeah, this is a pretty good one. I really enjoyed Daniel Craig as Bond. Going to be a little sad to see them, change it up. That's alright. Kind of excited about it too. I want to see where they go with it in the future. And the last one I picked up was Cop Shop. Cop Shop's one of my favorite movies of the year. A few weeks ago on the my physical media report on Tuesday, I mentioned that I was going to rent it because I was kind of intrigued by it, but I hadn't really heard much about it. Well, I did rent it, and I loved it. And so I knew I was going to be picking it up. So I went out and grabbed a copy, and this thing is just a freaking amazing movie. If you haven't seen it, you need to go see it. Written and directed by Joe Carnahan. And if you don't know him, he is the writer and director of Smokin' Aces. He also wrote the sequel to that one. He didn't direct it. He wrote and directed The Grey with Liam Neeson. And he also wrote Bad Boys for Life. So he definitely knows how to write and direct some pretty good action flicks. And he's definitely got a style about him. When I was watching this, I didn't know who directed it. And I told myself, this kind of reminds me of Smokin' Aces in a way. And I wasn't surprised when I found out that he wrote and directed this. Absolutely fabulous movie. It's got Frank Grillo in it. He plays sort of a con artist who's been stealing money from the mob. And so the mob's out to kill him. They've got a contract on his head, so he hides out. Gets himself thrown in jail, into a county jail. Gerard Butler is an assassin. He gets himself thrown into a county jail to try to track him down and kill him. And then there's another guy who shows up, who just shows up with a machine gun, and things get really crazy. This movie also has Alexis Louder in it, who I had never heard of before. She's also awesome in this movie. She plays a deputy sheriff, and she is just, kick ass all the way through. She holds her own with Frank Grillo and Butler, and is just, she's awesome. I mean, I can't wait to see some other things that she's done, what she's going to do in the future. Hopefully she does more action roles. Can't say enough good things about Cop Shop. This was a really, really good movie. One of my favorites of the year. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I highly recommend it. And one of the last things I wanted to show you guys that I picked up was this I actually did get for Christmas. It's a bobblehead. It's a collectible. But I got a Pennywise. It's a head knocker. If you're not familiar with the head knocker brand, they do these kind of resin, bobbleheads. They're not like plastic or anything. And the prices are always pretty good on there. As a matter of fact, their slogan is that they're hand-painted, collector quality resin at an affordable price. And that's a good way to describe it. It is really high quality. I really enjoy the head knocker brands. I've got a few others. I have one of Bane that has went out of production and has become really kind of expensive. I always keep the boxes and things, but I'll keep them out of the box. And so, let me do a little magic of TV, and we'll take a look at this one. So there's Pennywise the Dancing Clown. It's standing on the old, next to the storm drain with the SS Georgie at his feet. Let me get a close-up of that guy. Yeah, these things are pretty cool. I mean, hand-painted. Give him a little turn there. I mean, there's a lot of It merchandise out there. But, yeah, I mean, this is a pretty nice piece. I enjoy this. I like it quite a bit. Glad to add that to the collection. Put it up on the Stephen King shelf somewhere. So that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys liked the video, do me a favor and go ahead and click that like button. If you are unsubscribed to the channel, I invite you to subscribe. And as always, stay safe, have fun, keep watching those movies, and I'll see you on the next one.